down we go.
This is Radio Tetris International, Postcard from Poprad.
I think it's a bizarre idea.
Well, it doesn't sound broken.
We've had a bit of a rewind.
Ian, I've got something to say. I was waiting for my moment.
Lee and I have lots of fun when we do these funny little things that we do.
In all honesty, I don't get it.
It'd be like a menage a trois.
I'm actually sitting here in my scanties.
Now see what you've done, Rachel.
I've got to tell you, though, it's pretty hilarious.
Oh, right.
Absolutely not. It's because you mended the studio and you broke everything.
What an idiot.
RTI.
And it's our would-be election special, which lasted about 30 seconds last night. And the reason being, do you want to know? It's because of this.
It's not going to happen. I cannot see it happening. I just can't see it happening. Not the way things are going at the moment. They can't stand Corbyn and they think Labour's blocked Brexit. But look, I mean, I've been going around these national places. It's dire for Labour. It's dire. A nice strategy is just to try and help as many of my colleagues back over the line. Banging on about the NHS in their areas for them, but it's awful for them. And it's the combination of Corbyn and Brexit.
Corbyn and Brexit. We'll be talking more about that in a second, after I said hello to Lee.
Hello, I'm very tired. Hello.
What was that?
I don't know, somebody did the bell. It's him.
It's Dave.
He's that roadie person. He did
the banging.
He didn't. Oh.
Who did that?
It's me, I'm afraid.
What?
I've got a man in the room changing the radiator on the wall. Don't worry, it's
Right. Are you Rach?
Please go.
I'm here.
You're quiet.
Oh, very quiet, Rach.
Because it's silly o'clock.
She's asleep, poor girl.
Anyway,
she is.
I'd like to wish everybody, all our listeners, and our guests, and us, a Merry Boris Christmas.
Oh, I knew that was coming. Hi to Steve, man.
Hello, Steve. I meant you
Hello,
too.
Steve.
Hello, Steve. Steve's here as well.
Stephen who?
Stephen the Cat's Man.
The Stephen the Cat's Man?
Yeah, the Catman's here. Paul Rustling is here.
I can hear him.
And Paul says, blue skies over Yorkshire this morning. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. I expected nothing better. Hello to Julie and to David the Panda, who's always here on a Friday.
Oh.
Hello. Hello, Trisha Boo.
Trisha Boo.
Boo. To Tony.
Is she the daughter of Betty Boo?
Paul Taylor. Patrick A's back again.
Patrick who?
A.
Patrick A?
A.
A?
A.
Ha!
Dear, oh dear.
Jingle bells for Corbyn, eh? He's going to make a fortune.
Could well be. Could well be. Martin Walsh has joined us as well.
Hello, Martin.
Hello, Martin.
Stephen says, I've been in negotiation to buy the NHS. I want to buy some aspirin. Before we kick in, let's have a little listen in to the after party last night.
I know.
The private one with Boris Johnson.
They give us this mandate, of course, because they want us to do one thing which you all know. They want us to get Brexit done. And it is absolutely overwhelming. No one can now refute that. No one can now say, no one could possibly dispute that it is the will of the British people to get Brexit done. That is what we are going to do. And of course we're going to get Brexit done. But they wouldn't have given us a mandate on this scale. Believe me, they would not have given us a mandate on this scale if they did not also think that we were the right party to deliver on the other objectives that our people care about so passionately. And they trust us not just to get Brexit done. They trust us because we are a great one-nation party. And they understand that it is we Conservatives who see the balance and the symmetry at the heart of the UK economy. We understand how to deliver fantastic public services. And they know that we are going to deliver how many more police on the streets of our country? And they know that we're going to build how many more hospitals?
40!
And how many nurses are going to recruit? 50,000! They know that and they understand that, and they understand also that we are the only party that can credibly deliver that one nation agenda. And that is why they voted for us tonight and yesterday, whenever it was. And all I can say to you, everybody, is that we must understand now what an earthquake we have created. The way in which we have changed the political map of this country. We have to grapple with the consequences of that. We have to change our own party. We have to rise to the level of events. We must answer the challenge that the British people have given us. Can we do that? Yes, we can. Yes, we absolutely can. I think we can unite our country. We can unleash the potential of this whole country and take it forward. I said before. I think I had a campaign slogan, wasn't it? Which was to deliver Brexit, unite the country, and defeat Jeremy Corbyn. Well, I didn't necessarily say which order I was going to do it in. We've defeated Corbyn.
Boris Johnson's after party last night. We were listening in. Stop it, Boris. Behave, it's my show, not yours. We were listening in. It was an interesting night for us lot because, we've had such a long time of not agreeing with polls, haven't we?
It's given me a headache.
Hey?
It's given me a headache.
Why?
3.5 years. Oh, you're talking about polls. I'm not listening because I'm asleep. We'll get lost. Leave polls alone.
Why?
Because polls are all right. They're not harmful things. They don't do any harm. They're done by professional people, and they actually indicate traditionally, and they've been around for 100 years. So leave them alone. Get off the polls.
Dubriden Anna, hello Sonia. It was interesting because you got this poll come in.
It's a poll.
It's a poll. it's a best guess, isn't it?
That's what it is. It's an intelligent suggestion of what might happen.
Yeah, but then it ruined it.
Why?
Because it was right.
I know. It was all right. They're not wrong now.
It was.
It was remarkably right.
It was remarkably right.
Absolutely, David. Yeah.
Yes.
I was shocked.
Shock?
Shocked, yes.
The
These
electric
things are never
radiator
right.
put in.
Don't start.
Hello, Keith.
Who's giving him the go-go juice?
I don't know. I think he did. It's because he didn't get much sleep last night. Right, pitch in.
Pitch in, Rach.
Well,
I'll put my reporter's hat on.
I'm sitting very, very far away, but I was watching a bit, and I thought what it looked like to me, it looked like 2016 in America all over again. It looked like the Australian federal election earlier this year. All the Conservatives are running the universe, and I don't know whether you made a mistake or not, United Kingdom, but this is what you got.
Yeah, apparently, ha, polls are all right, says Paul.
Well, he's right.
Some people make a perfectly respectable living in regards to polls. I know several dancers who make very nice living because of polls.
And the only good poll is a pole vault, says Steve. What are you doing?
Oh,
We've both got hats on.
I don't want a hat on you. It's not Christmas.
It's a reporter's hat. That's a reporter's hat.
It's a pork pie hat.
It's a reporter's hat. Now we look posh.
I've got my pork
Looks
pie.
like a private eye.
Yeah, exactly.
Got the black jacket on with his collars up and everything. He looks as though he should be a private investigator.
Are you saying
That's my investigator's hat. I've had this hat for 20 years.
You didn't hear that, did you?
No, what did he say?
Rach.
Don't blow his cover, Dave Rhodes. Don't blow his cover.
I don't know what you could say about Eric's hat now. Can you describe, Lee, please describe that hat you've
This
just
hat,
put on
look.
Eric?
No, my hat.
His hat. No, his hat's very smart indeed. It's one of those Lycra hats that goes with his Lycra outfit when he goes out cycling.
It's a pork pie hat.
It isn't a pork pie hat. It's a very, very shrunken little trilby hat.
Are you telling me I'm a leprechaun?
Like a Charlie Chaplin hat.
What?
Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
What, come in dancing?
I'm a good dancer.
Yeah, we danced, didn't we? When did we dance?
I don't know.
We danced not that long ago.
Oh, heck.
I know.
Anyway, let's get on.
Anyway, yeah.
Keith says, good afternoon, boys and girls. Hi, Paul. Which
Can
is
I ask a question?
Oh, you're going to anyway.
Listen, this is not being rude. I believe, right, that...
I believe that somewhere in
There's
the graves...
I am...
No singing, please.
All right.
That there is a reason why that nice Jeremy Corbyn lost his election.
We're coming on to that.
I just throwing it on to the people. One reason he lost it is because of all the so-called activists on Facebook who spent 3 years telling lies on his behalf. I just wonder why they think Corbyn lost.
Good. Hang on, I've got to work the times out now. Good morning to Hugh in New York. To Hugh. How are you here this week? Hello. All the way from New
7
York.
a.m. in New York.
Did you meet him?
No, I didn't meet you. Sorry.
Oh, Hugh, he didn't come to see you.
Phew.
I'm sorry about that.
Anna says, hello, friends. Doobly den.
Doobly den.
Doobly den.
And Eric has come to see us as well.
Which Eric?
Eric Latchmiller.
Is that the man who electrician personing?
I don't know.
See, you don't know him then.
No, I don't know him.
Hello, Eric. I know you.
Hello, Eric. Anyway, let's get on. Because the shock for me was one schmuck wins, the other schmuck muses, all the same. Yeah, I suppose you're right, really. The shock was that we saw this poll come in, and I'm going, nah, someone's got it wrong.
Did you dance? Because that would be a pole dance.
He's been practicing that all night, Dave. I can tell it.
I can tell, yes.
Apparently, Hugh likes my hat, I think.
It's nice out, isn't it?
Anyway, just seconds after the poll came out, minutes, we got some of the votes in. And then I'm sitting there about an hour and a bit afterwards, and in came the Blythe Valley result.
I know.
Oh, that was the killer, that was.
God.
I sat there and went, what?
I'm the same, Dave. I'm sitting there. I mean, this constituency has been Labour since 1950, and all of a sudden, it's gone blue. And I sort of went, what are you saying?
Blythe spirit.
I thought the previous Speaker of the House was about to go order, but he didn't on Sky News. Very good coverage on Sky News, by the way.
It was actually, yeah.
Well done,
yeah.
guys. It was very well balanced as well. Then,
Well, I couldn't something.
I couldn't. Well, I struggled with it last night. Workington.
Gone
blue.
Don't know what it means, the word.
Well, it's... Oh, never mind. Anyway, Putney.
Yeah, I like Putney. I like it on a cheese sandwich.
And then Greater Manchester, where Andy Burnham's old seat was.
Yes!
Called Lee.
Yeah.
That went blue. Oh, so you're Tory now then?
I'm not. Listen. Everybody's got this wrong. I have never been a Tory in my life. I am not a Tory now. I could only want. All I've wanted to do for 3 years is stand up for democracy. And last night, Britain stood up for democracy. Now it's got to repair itself and put things right.
Well, as Keith just said, Sedgefield. No, I couldn't believe that at all.
That's in Birmingham.
And if you don't realise, Sedgefield, boys and girls, was where the former PM, the Labour one, he was there, and he sort of got this landslide thing, didn't he, when he came in?
Well, yeah, and all his hair went, anyway.
Then you got Chingford and Woodford. That stayed blue, although lots of people thought that it was going to go Labour, because that was the IDS, Ian Duncan-Smith. Canterbury? I didn't understand that one.
Well, there's a tale.
Because... Oh, no.
Oh, gosh.
It's not just
well,
me, is
Blythe
it?
spirit, didn't he?
Yeah.
Send him outside and chuck a bucket of cold water over him just to calm him down.
Don't need to, Dave. It's
No, it's
snowing.
snowing, it's gorgeous.
Oh, well, just go stand in the snow for 2 minutes.
I've just stood in it for half an hour. I had to walk here because I couldn't drive.
Yeah, Hugh's got
Why,
it
what's
right.
wrong-
Hugh's got
what's
it
wrong with
right.
the car?
I don't know. He doesn't like taking it out in the snow because it might get wet.
Exactly.
Doesn't
So
snow
I left it on the
in
drive.
Poprad. It doesn't snow in Poprad. This is propaganda. It doesn't snow in Poprad. I know for a fact it doesn't.
It did. Last night,
Just
lots
not
of it.
when Rachel was there.
Yeah, they're all a bunch of snowflakes, as says Keith.
Oh, so he can get away with it.
Yeah.
No, he can't.
And then came this amazing speech from Jeremy Corbyn at his Islington victory speech.
Did he claim he'd won?
Well, he did win.
Oh, he won there?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And now he's having a period of reflection.
Oh, the poor chap.
Before he stands down.
Jingle bells for Jeremy. He'll be writing his memoirs. He'll be writing for every newspaper. He'll make a fortune. How much of it is he going to give to the poor?
Oh, he will make a fortune.
He will. Be very rich. That nice multi-millionaire will be making millions and millions and millions and millions.
So like Mr. Blair...
He'll become a burglar. Yeah.
Then Jo Swinson, the Lib Dem leader, she lost her seat.
She's nice.
To the SNP. I know why you like her.
Why?
For the evening.
Because she wouldn't fall over, and when she falls over, she wouldn't bump her nose.
That's disgusting.
It's true.
That's sexist. You should be banned now.
No, it's true.
Rachel, ban him.
I'm banning him. I think that's appalling. But I know what Jeremy Corbyn's going to do now that he's got a lot of free time, and all cats should beware.
Right. I think we'll leave that one in the can.
And he can't hit the ground if he falls over because of his Pinocchio nose.
Anyway, just 1 o'clock in the morning, which is really, really early.
Which it's time to get up, really.
Oh, no, it's time to go to bed.
I can't see because my peak's in front of me.
I know, I can tell this. The Conservatives reached the magic figure of 326 seats, meaning that they had a majority government, which was really weird. And honestly,
biggest majority since 1987, may I add.
Yeah, exactly. And Jezza wrote... Boris Johnson, he wrote, I'll do Jezza in a minute. Thank you to everyone across our great country who voted, who volunteered, who stood as candidates. We live in the greatest democracy in the world.
We don't. That's actually a complete fallacy. We don't. We live in a broken democracy, but now we have a chance to repair it.
Really?
Yeah, of course we do.
Why don't
the people have got what they asked for 3 years ago.
Yeah. Funny this, as a Channel Islander, I've been watching this from afar. This is not going to affect me, but now with Brexit, who knows? Living in Slovakia, now I guess for me nothing will change. What do you think, Eric and Co? Serious for a moment, Martin? As long as you've got your residence card done, if you get your driving licence changed over, which currently you can do for free, those are the two main important things you need to do.
There's no real rush to do your driving licence.
No, well, there is. You're supposed to do it before 6 months has run up.
Oh, right.
Unless you go out the country and come back again.
Oh, well, that's what I do, you see.
Well, I know that. But as long as you've got your driving licence done, Martin, and your residence thing done, or in the pipeline, as mine is.
And you've got £2.50 in your pocket, so you're not destitute.
Well, that's true. There won't be changes. I mean, this is something that I was having an argument. I mean, this poor guy was so incensed by this result last night. He was having a massive rant, and an intelligent rant, if you know what I mean, on Facebook. And I said, man, chill out. Well, blah, blah, blah. I said, look, I am not discussing this with you on this platform.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to. I don't have to share everything that I know on Facebook. Why do I want to do that? I save it for here. And the truth is that he was of the misguided opinion that he's going to need a visa to go to England now.
See,
and it's wrong.
It's just silly. It's just silly. You know, it's just. Are we taking those hats off?
Yeah, because
I look like a drover, don't I, Rach?
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah. It's just silly. It's just silly. You know,
guys, if you're in now, I know a lot of you are listening from outside of the EU, and you may need a visa to go to many countries, including the UK. But the majority of countries who are EU members have already signed up to the fact that there's going to be a complete exchange scheme going. And I think this is going to be one of the things that's absolutely going to screw Brussels, because the member states are doing things on their own anyway.
Well, exactly. That's just the way it goes. But I'm sorry to bang on about this, but it is the simple fact that when people are asking questions like that, they're not starting at the right points.
No.
The point to start at is, has the UK finally got what it wanted in the first place?
Well, not just that.
No, because then everything follows on from there.
No, I get that, but it's the misinformation that people have got third hand, fourth hand, fifth hand.
Off Facebook.
No, not just Facebook.
Yeah.
When people are
All
chatting.
over the place.
All over the place, Lee.
Nah, get it off Facebook. Facebook has been the most destructive, dishonest, outrageously vicious, angry, insulting place on this planet.
And I apologise to everybody on Facebook that's about to be cut off because of Mr. Banks. Thank you.
It's true.
It's not.
It is.
It's not just Facebook.
No, of course it's not Facebook by itself, but it's the whole of social media which has completely misunderstood everything that's been going on.
No.
Of course they have. How many people believe that by lying about their own party they will win an election?
Right, this is my point. When the Brexit thingy was going on...
Charlie Chaplin.
Everybody was going on and on. I'm going, no, that's wrong. When people come to live and work in Slovakia, they cannot just walk in. They cannot just live here.
No.
And everybody's going, oh, it's going to stop the free movement of people. Whoa. In Slovakia, the rules have always been the same. Yeah. After 90 days, you become an illegal alien with or without an EU passport.
Absolutely.
And that's a fact.
I had to go through that, and I had to become a resident.
Yes. Yeah. It didn't take very long. It cost you a couple of euros.
That's all it cost.
Yeah. So we actually pay for it. In the UK, they were moaning because they were getting free residence tickets.
Well, yeah.
Oh, come on.
The whole paucity of the decision to have which basically this election's been a second referendum. You can't really describe it as anything else. It's been a one-horse act. Mm-hmm. And the simple fact is that the people who voted for it in the first place were actually voting to keep Europeans out of a part of Europe. Mm-hmm. And they weren't bothered about anybody else coming in. It was just they didn't want Europeans because they were part of Europe.
Gosh, we're honoured. Gavin McCoy's with us. Hello, Gavin.
Hello, Gavin.
Gavin McCoy's with us.
Yeah.
Why isn't he? He's usually in IKEA with his lovely wife, Ingy.
Well, that's very true. They often are in IKEA.
I hear him, Rachel. I'm going to have to stand up.
Are you really? Everyone is open to their opinions, says Martin. And you're
How does standing up make Lee hear?
Because he's turned the volume up on the fold-back speakers.
Does he sit on his head or something?
Dave Rhodes.
Uh-oh, here we go. Hang on, can we have a drum roll, please? Thank you. God. Where did that
end?
Yeah, I guess we got an echo on that. Steve Man.
Oh, Steve Man.
Lee talking rubbish again. It's a platform for free speech. It's better than being force-fed how to think by billionaire newspaper barons.
Well, first of all, you're not being force-fed by billionaire newspaper barons. You're being force-fed by media which covers every party in the country. And if you read them all, then you will get a fair view. If you pick the ones that you don't want to read and read them, then, yeah, you'll get something wrong. The other thing is, Steve, and we have discussed this ad nauseum, and I really mean ad nauseum, the fact that you personally continued to put things that were untrue constantly on Facebook.
Example.
Without checking anything.
Example.
I can't think of any examples.
Well, they're useless argument,
no,
isn't it?
All right. Yeah, everything that he said about newspapers, newspaper barons, everything that he said about Boris Johnson, every meme that he put out was doing nothing to help his party. It was just in the Labour Party.
What I don't get with people saying, media barons and all this stuff, when you walk into the shop, is the bloke that owns the newspaper in the shop, puts his hand in your pocket, takes your money out and makes you buy it?
No, and
that's exactly correct. Yay, thank you, Uncle Eric.
Exactly, and if you go to their site, on the internet and read what they're saying, then you've
chosen
in your own downfall. Yes.
You've chosen to do it.
Yeah, and if then you invent front pages of newspapers, if you then tell complete and utter, if you just send out rubbish from people who've never done anything to check a fact and claim that will help your party, you are just an idiot.
Have you finished ranting?
No, I can carry on if you want.
No, because I want to start with Rach here because...
You're not an idiot.
No, because she's not, actually. She's a
thanks.
properly qualified reporter and all that. Because I thought that it'd be kind of interesting, because I know what's going to happen. On social media and phone-ins and all this sort of thing, what will happen is the ones that lost will moan, the ones that won will be happy.
Yeah.
And there'll be nothing in the middle. So I purposely this morning went to have a look at what the media are saying round the world. And I don't mean the media that's in everyday prime position. I'm actually talking about those that don't have big marketing budgets but actually have huge audiences. And we'll get to that. But first, Rach, how was it covered in Australia?
Well, it's it was a bit of a mixed bag because the lead story in the news today is the repatriation of the people who had died in the New Zealand volcano. And that's the first thing that we hear about. But the second thing was that Boris won by a landslide, and the interesting thing that they pointed out was that he voted for a different candidate. He didn't vote for himself.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing we heard, was that, check out Boris. He didn't vote for himself. And that was about it. It was about 2 minutes, unless you had a really good dig around. I watched Sky News last night to find out what was going on because I'm curious, because I'm associated with y'all.
Yeah.
But I don't think it wasn't massive news. We've been sitting around waiting for you guys to decide what's going on with Brexit for the last 3.5 years. We're just gagging for a bit of open trade with you. So
I get it.
it really is neither here nor there to us, but it was depicted in our press very much like a Trump victory was.
Okay. In the Guardian newspaper, Jeremy Corbyn says he will stay as Labour leader until after the election pounding, which probably makes sense anyway, somewhere along the line. CNN. Now, just to clarify this, there are various versions of CNN. There's not one that covers the whole world.
No.
Because they've got CNN America, CNN Far East, yada, yada, yada. But anyway, their headline was, Boris Johnson has done it. The UK Prime Minister has stunned political pundits by leading his Conservative Party to score one of the country's most dramatic electoral victories in decades. They claim that the result is a vindication of Johnson's strategy to campaign on a single promise to get Brexit done. We move to the other side of the world, to Riyadh.
Can I just interrupt?
Yeah.
Very simply, this is what The Guardian has said this morning. Now, I say that I did not quote the Daily Mail, I did not quote The Sun. For the last few days, I only quoted the Daily Mirror and The Guardian. This is what the Guardian has said this morning. Devoid of agility, charisma and credibility, Corbyn has led Labour into the abyss. That's The Guardian.
All right. We're going to move to Riyadh now with Al Jazeera. I have to state that several times I've been on it. Jeremy Corbyn, leader of the main opposition Labour Party, announced he would not be heading another election campaign after Thursday's crushing defeat. Speaking at the vote at the Islington constituency, Corbyn, 70, described Labour's performance as very disappointing.
Oh dear. Was it your activists that caused the problem, Jeremy? Or was it your complete lack of charisma?
We're going across to Ireland. RTE, they said the EU hopes for quick vote and clarity on the UK exit. The Wall Street Journal, Brexit wins the election, but it will still be tough, according to the Wall Street Journal in New York. The Mirror, as you would expect, had to go down the cheap route. Boris Johnson tells Remainers, put a sock in it, as he declares second referendum dead. Why not? Why would you want a second referendum? And apparently, insiders have told the Financial Times that there's actually relief in Brussels because the Tories have got the win.
I'm sorry.
I don't kind of get that.
The Daily Mirror asks, who will be the next Labour leader?
I've got that on the list.
I'm just joining in.
Yeah, but it's on your screen.
Oh, I can't see the screen.
Oh, yeah, no.
He can't see, he can't hear. I'm just wondering why he turned up.
Actually,
very rude.
do you know, Stephen's right. He's put something really logical in here.
No, he hasn't.
He has. He says, learn the facts. Don't listen to anyone else's opinion via the media or social networking. Your mind is your own.
But where are you going to get the facts from if you're not going to look at things that give you facts?
Hold on, let me finish.
You're going to make the facts up in your head.
You're,
the last 3 years.
You're intelligent enough to make up your own choices.
Well, you've got to have something to make a choice of.
Always voted Labour or Tory doesn't necessarily mean it's the right choice this time. And that is true.
But if you don't approach any form of media, be it social media, internet, or written media, or radio, or history books, then you can't have an opinion because you don't know what you're talking about.
But then they have to
Yeah,
come
but
to...
why don't you look at the party's websites and read their manifestos?
Because that's what I'm
online?
saying, because then you're approaching the media. You're approaching
but you're not
social
approaching-
media.
You're not approaching
You're not
the media.
approaching
Of course
the
you're on the
media,
internet's
you're approaching
media.
No, what did
You're
he
approaching
say?
the party.
The party
you go to
policy,
the party's website.
But that's part of the media. That is imparting information to
No,
you.
it's not part... How can a political party be part of the media?
Well, of course it is.
Why?
They put it on social media.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no,
looking
that's...
at it at
Well,
social media. I say
also,
go to
they
their
don't put it on Twitter.
No, that's not what Dave's saying. Do you want to try this
Go-
again?
Go on then.
Yes, I'll try this again. Right,
Right.
listen, Lee. Stand up because I know it helps you here. You go to
just
each
say
party's website. So you
Didn't
go
hear
to
what
the
he said.
Conservative website, the
You
Labour
know-
website, the
He
Lib
said...
Dem
Hang on, Dave, he's
and
deaf
read-
again.
Oh.
Dave said, go to the political party's website, read their manifesto,
Yeah.
and decide if it's right or wrong. That has nothing to do with newspapers, radio, or television.
Nobody said it had. What I said was it's there on the World Wide Web,
Mm-hmm.
which is a form of media. Because it imparts information. That's why people use it. People only use it to impart information.
So are you saying political parties are part of the media?
No, not necessarily. I'm saying that they use the web, which is a form of media, to get their
So
arguments across.
when they had the printed manifesto, that was the media as well?
No, that was different because
Why?
it was a form of media. Anything that's printed is a way of imparting information, and that is a form of media. That's why publishing houses are seen as part of the
That's
media.
where the mix-up comes.
No, it doesn't. There is no mix-up.
If you're talking about journalism as
I'm not
media...
talking about journalism. I'm talking about generally that you will... right, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to find it. You are telling me that the internet is not part of any form of media.
No, we're not talking about
That's
the
what
internet.
I'm talking about.
We're talking about the political parties.
They're not part of the media, but if they put their manifesto out on the internet,
Right.
then that manifesto becomes part of the World Wide Web, which is a form of media.
But you're mixing the two up in the conversation.
I am not.
Is he mixing them up, Rach?
Well, I don't want to get in trouble.
Cop out.
Chicken!
I was unclear as to what Uncle Lee was saying, but now I understand what he's saying.
Am I right?
Well, I don't want to get in trouble.
Which basically means he's wrong.
No, it
I don't want
doesn't.
anybody shouting at me.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
I
Actually,
didn't say that he was wrong. You said that I said that he was wrong.
Yeah.
I never said that.
so is he right?
He's right in. I think he's being misunderstood.
I think I'm being misunderstood. It's been like that since I was born.
Was your name Jeremy
I think
Corbyn?
That's
They
true.
didn't understand what you meant, Uncle
Can
Lee.
I?
but
Can I just ask?
I
a
No,
question?
let Rachel answer the question.
No.
I'm asked.
No, I'm asking you a question.
No, Rachel,
Rachel
she's
can answer it
she's
when
going
I've
to
answered
explain.
the question.
Go on then.
This is a question for Rachel and for Dave and for you.
Right.
Right?
Go
I'm
on.
asleep.
Yeah. What is the internet? Because it
It's a
imparts
place to go
information,
shopping.
is it a form of media?
It's a place to go shopping, like Rach said.
It's do you know what it is? It's a communication network, and a communication network, in its essence, is media.
Thank you.
So
Thank
therefore,
you.
a telephone's media, right?
Well, in some silly way it is, because you can get to more than one person on a telephone.
It's my CB radio.
Only if your
media.
conversations are recorded.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah, I think
Furious Labour Party turns on Jeremy Corbyn, Daily Mail.
well, of course they're going to say that. Anyway, Stephen says, I have a PhD in history. I read and watch the media. I read their political documentation. I'm just not swayed by it.
But you gather information from it, and then you make your mind up by the inputs. It's just a silly, fallacious argument. Then
No,
nobody
actually,
should
I agree. Stephen's caring for you.
No.
He is.
Nobody should go to school, because
Stephen-
then they
Stephen,
can make their own minds up about physics.
I'll do my best, Stephen. Calm down, dear.
I don't want
Calm down, dear.
I don't want to
You'll
calm
give
down.
your-
Research, right?
You'll
It's
give yourself a
research, isn't it,
coronary at
Uncle
your
Lee?
age.
A coronary?
Yes.
Is that, I
It's
like that. Is that a bit?
Uncle Lee, it's research, right?
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. We've always got on it, me and her.
I know. But she's a woman and can understand you, and that's a miracle.
Oh,
Quite seriously, nobody should go to school, because they should all make their minds up how physics, chemistry, maths, the English language works, and they should just make it up without any input.
True.
that's called religion.
That's true. Or,
Did you- Kathleen?
or Corbynism. No, I don't mean that. The internet.
Strangler.
The internet is not part of the media. It is
Oh
a
my gosh, are we still talking
medium
about this?
for information.
Which is exactly what I said. Who said that? I bet that's Paul Rustling.
No, it's Steve Mann.
Steve Mann, we do
Actu-
agree now and again. And that's 100% right.
Oh,
It is 100%
Oh my God,
right,
no.
and exactly what I was.
well, I'm going to have the coronary. Get the buzzer out.
I like Steve. He just talks that word you can say if it's got an X on.
The headline in the Times is Corbynism must be overturned to return the Labour Party's credibility.
I believe that entirely. And also, the police should investigate anti-Semitism.
Alan Johnson, the former Labour MP and member of the government, wasn't he? I think.
Don't look at me. I'm not talking to you.
I think. Anyway, he's actually called for the pro-Corbyn campaign group, Momentum, to leave the Labour Party.
Absolutely. All right, I'll talk to you then.
But the funny thing is, we then go to Germany, to the Deutsche Welle, and the Deutsche Welle's headline, opinion, very German, Boris wins, but the UK loses.
Why did they do their headline in English when it's a German newspaper?
Because they do.
No, they don't.
They're
They
not
do
a
it in
newspaper,
German.
they're a broadcaster.
Oh, well, of course they are. sorry.
Yeah. We're quick to bandy about words like momentous, stunning, and historic. But this is such a moment. The outcome of the election will define UK politics for years to come. It
Well
is-
said.
Hang on. It's headed for meltdown, according to the German broadcaster Deutsche Welle.
I think
No,
it
it
was,
says, is it headed for meltdown?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
that
Sorry.
was headed
You
for
put the
meltdown.
wrong spin on that, sorry.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
a big difference.
And then
And
RT.
it's like-
Now, the one that did surprise me was RT, Russia Today. I thought they'd take a pot, but they didn't. They were quite relaxed about it all.
Why? What did they say?
Yeah, because they manipulated it like they did the United States.
They just told. I won't read the whole thing out. They just said it was what they said was factually accurate. They reported the news as it should be reported.
And nothing with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. And then we go to NPR. Do you know NPR?
Of course I know NPR.
What is it then?
Then national thingy, what's it?
Again, would you like to have a second go?
No, I'm not being second guessed by you.
Well, I'm not second guessing you.
Oh.
Oh, I was guessing.
Is
Of
it
course I know NPR. I don't know what it means at this particular moment.
national?
Yeah.
You got the
Public.
first bit. Public.
Yeah. Yeah.
Radio.
Radio.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are they based?
The whole of America.
Oh,
America.
really impressive.
Very, very interesting. Great station, Uncle Lee. There's lots of cool science stuff, which I'm sure is thoroughly researched.
And there's a lot of book stuff on there.
What do you mean there's book stuff on it?
Well,
People read while it's on because it's on
They
board.
talk about and critique books, new releases. They have loads of arty shows on
Are
there.
you going for a job there then as the Consumer Watch Foundation's book critic?
No.
Eric Norman
I
Wilson.
know the boss at NPR anyway. So but the Conservative Party win large majority in the UK Parliament because they tell it how it is. In CNBC, Johnson's victory bookends more than 3.5 years of political wrangling after a small but clear majority of the electorate voted to leave the EU. Bookends?
I have no idea what they're talking about.
No, I haven't. We'll pass on that one. Then I thought to myself, I'll have to go to something really left.
Yeah.
And I go to Sputnik,
Yeah.
which is the Russian...
Wonder what the Morning Star said.
Oh, the Morning Star was quite funny. I couldn't even bother to read it out.
I'll have a look while you're doing that.
Yeah, right, okay then. Hang on, I've got some messages here from other people. Hang on, Keith says, the internet is an open platform which is used by the media, but I don't class the net as the media.
Nobody said it was the media, for God's sake. Don't start misrepresenting
Keith,
me now.
I'm with you all the way.
Yeah, all I said was it was a form of media.
It's not.
But it's not.
It's a
It
platform.
is. It's a
What are you
medium
talking
for...
about?
Hang on, we're going to get quite there. Shush, shush, shush. There you go.
Excuse me.
I feel like Piers Morgan.
No comment. The internet
horrible.
is the global system of interconnected computer networks that uses the Internet Protocol Suite to link devices worldwide.
Of course it is.
It is a network of networks that consists of private, public, academic, business and government networks of local to global scope, linked by a broad array of electronic, wireless and optical networking technologies. The Internet carries a vast range of information, resources and services, such as the interlinked hypertext documents and applications of the World Wide Web, electronic mail, telephony and file sharing.
I think he should be a radio
They've
presenter.
just read off the internet.
Which I have, yes.
Yes.
Which he has just
Wikipedia
read off the
saves
internet.
us
So he
again.
got the information off the internet to read through this medium here. And all I have
About-
said...
Oh,
it-
no,
Oh,
no,
then-
now you're in trouble now. Stephen the cat says, and he's really angry, you can tell. I think he's crushing a grape. You said it was the media.
No, I didn't.
I'm going to go back
If it
and find
came out in
information.
that form, I apologise, which I'm apologising for nothing that I've actually done. I apologise for saying it is the media.
I thought that's what you said.
Paul Rustling understood it. Rachel understood it. I said that it's a form of media. It's a medium for imparting information.
I'm enjoying watching the veins throb in Lee's template.
I can't wait to
template.
listen again to this. I'm going to chop it up and turn it into an ident. For
Right,
next
thank you
week.
very much. Now, this was the
This
show.
campaign against Uncle Lee. I think we should knock it off.
I don't care. I don't care.
I do.
Hang on a minute.
Julian, I can take
Stop
it.
sitting me.
Hang on, guys, here we go.
Thanks for the tabloid journalist. Listen for a minute. Can I finish, if you don't mind? You're not prepared to discuss the wider question.
There you go. That was Jeremy Corbyn supporting Lee Banks.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Anyway, back to Sputnik. Was it Fireball XL5? Oh, I don't know. Who replaced Jeremy Corbyn after Labour's crushing defeat? Now, that's a left-wing group.
Who will replace him?
Ooh, what's that bloke who used to be the National Prosecution chappie? Liz, used to be in charge of the...
That's that nice Steve man.
Yeah, Steve.
Who's going to replace Jeremy Corbyn?
That's actually a very good question.
I know what Jeremy Corbyn's doing next. I know what he's doing next. He's
Writing
doing a
his
reboot of
memoir.
Wars-
Oh, hang on.
He's doing a reboot of Wars of Gummidge.
All right.
I thought he looked more cat weaselish.
That's actually a good point.
Hang on. Oh my lord! I've got That's what I thought. Hugh, I can't keep up with you. I'll do some of Hugh's messages in a moment. Paul says it's a medium then.
That's what I said.
A medium, not the media.
Which, if you compensate it becomes a form of media.
I'm sorry, Paul. I did try to finish the one sentence you were saying, but he interrupted me. It is a medium, then it is part of the media. That's simple English.
So I rest my case then.
But
does that mean a blank piece of paper is part of the media then?
No, a blank piece of paper
Because I'm going
has
to
no
use
copyright.
it to print a newspaper on.
A blank piece of paper has no copyright until something has been put on, some form of information has been attached to it. That's why the royal family thought they could attack whoever it was, whichever newspaper it was, over the Meghan Markle letter, because it had been handed over to her, but handed over to the newspapers by a third party. However, the copyright remained on it because it was written on a piece of paper.
Steve says Charabati, forgot her first name. No, it's not the lady, Steve. It's the fella.
Would you like a lady, Steve, as Prime Minister?
You know who I think should be leader?
Who?
I was watching the telly last night when they did
Me!
And I think they should go and get Lord Buckethead or Count Binface, because I just think they're great.
I do. I think they're wonderful.
Or Elmo. Elmo was quite cool as well.
Oh, apparently I've got to keep my head down because you're about to explode.
Eric for Prime Minister, and I will be his media secretary. Yeah!
Is there anywhere I can live on the moon?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll make
I'll
it
go with you.
Excellent, good.
Oh, Corbin.
Come and live over here, Dave. It's really far away.
I love you guys. I really do. This is from Keith. This is our Keith Lewis. Corbyn's looking forward to Christmas Day with his family, watching the Queen's morning speech.
Yeah, I bet she's not in morning food.
Oh my word. As we said earlier, the Express headline was Dennis Skinner loses his held Labour seat. And of course, Mr.
That was
Skinner.
the headline in the Express.
Yeah.
What a ludicrous headline.
Well, I'm sorry, but and I get it, because Skinner was incredibly left wing.
That can't be their headline today.
Dennis Skinner loses seat held by Labour.
Since 1950, which is on the next page, which you've locked off.
Yes. The veteran Labour MP has lost his seat to the Tories after holding it for 49 years. Tory candidate Mark Fletcher won 21,791 votes to Mr Skinner's 16,492, as his vote share plunged by 16 points.
The headline in the Daily Express this morning is, "How are you this morning?" How are you this morning, Owen?
When was that?
Today. That's the headline. That was a stupid headline that the Express used. Did they not know there was a general election going on?
I don't know. But that's what was there this morning.
That was
Before, well, you were still
before
asleep.
I went to bed.
Yeah, exactly. The French, we've got to go to France, haven't we? Because
Why?
we're going around the world. Well, because they don't like us very much.
I know the ASOS, you know.
Yeah, France 24.
Who?
That's why they don't like Brits around Europe, you know. No idea whatsoever. France 24.
They don't know their onions.
France 24, Lee.
Yeah, France 24.
Eric's demonstrating his small grip on French.
Oh.
The Conservative Party win absolute majority in UK election. Bloomberg, which is actually owned by Michael Bloomberg, who suggested he might stand for Trump's job in America.
Do you want a sandwich?
Where'd you get that from?
Out my bag. I brought lunch because I thought we were going to be here late.
Oh, I see. We can do that in a minute. Boris
like
Johnson
sandwich,
dramatically altered the landscape of British politics on Thursday night, ending a period of debilitating parliamentary gridlock. That was from them. And so that literally sort of taking a snapshot around the world. What I was surprised about with this snapshot, I'll have one in a minute, but not now because I'm talking. How can I talk and have a sandwich in my mouth at the same time?
I had a sausage
brought
in my
his
mouth.
lunchbox.
He has brought a lunchbox.
Yeah, look, here.
Oh,
Are they cheese sandwiches?
No,
This is carrying
they
on from
are
the other
egg
week.
and bacon sandwiches and some pastrami sandwiches. Oh,
Egg and bacon.
There.
I've never
Egg
thought
and
of that.
bacon.
yeah. I like egg and bacon sarnies.
You're not having one?
No?
No, because they're mine.
All right.
You can have a pastrami one.
So anyway, what shocked me about the snapshot we've just done, that I spent 2 hours doing this morning, was the fact that I expected a lot of the media to sort of go, what a shocking, disastrous thing it was.
Why?
Because, especially Sputnik from Moscow.
Well, what was disastrous about it?
No, but they are left-wing. They are supporters of Mr Corbyn.
Yes.
So, he lost, and therefore it's a tragic event.
Why is it a tragic event? That
It's not to
Corbyn
me.
lost? No, I am asking you. See, what your question you're asking is exactly what the media would have asked itself. Is this tragic? And unfortunately, not many people thought it was.
But the media in Russia is so controlled, it's not real media.
That is even more part of the elbow of the people who think that Jeremy Corbyn's a bit of a knob.
You didn't say the N word.
I'm allowed to say knob. We're on the radio knob.
Oh, I see. Volume control.
Yeah.
Should I do the joke about why radio people are... No, I better not.
No.
No, you know that one,
It's
don't
daytime.
you? It's daytime. He actually knows all about this stuff. Sorry, Dave. Right, hang on, what's Hugh saying? Hugh says they just went home with their heads between their tails.
Between their tails. All the lies and tales they've been telling. Is that what you mean, you?
Yeah. No, I thought Hugh, I can't pole dance.
He's a pole vaulter, though.
No,
I've seen him vault a few poles.
That's a horrible vision. It
is,
dear.
Yeah, it's even horrible for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of that. And I've got the blood
God,
rushing to my head.
We'll do it standing up straight.
No, because you have to go upside down.
Well,
Not always.
yeah,
Look, hang on. Is that the voice of I know how to do this?
What, a pole vaulter?
Oh, Lord,
Rach.
no, but I've seen a lot. I've seen Striptease a couple of times. Terrible movie.
If it's so terrible, why did you watch it again?
Yes.
It's usually at like 3 o'clock in the morning when there's nothing else on, and I'm, just
Oh, right, fine.
contemplating my existence.
Rachel, Brandon, are you take their clothes off?
Naughty
No,
Rachel.
I was watching Demi Moore take her clothes off. She's not a lady.
Oh.
She's an actress.
Oh, that's a really good thing. But that's cleaned my head beautifully. Yeah, exactly. I've got one of those moments now. We've got to move on very
Sorry.
quickly. We'll squash a couple of news items in. Rachel's already mentioned the fact that some very, very brave people are actually trying to get the bodies out from New Zealand. We have to say our commiserations to the family of David Bellamy, who died this week, aged 86, and was also a great friend of our Jan.
He was actually, wasn't he? Of course he was.
Did all those stories with him,
That's
didn't he?
right, yeah.
Yeah. Carol Spinney, the Sesame Street puppeteer behind Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch. Should be Lee the Grouch.
I'm so
When I was
sad. There's a
in
fantastic photo of him actually, and he's puppeteering Oscar, but he's got Big Bird's feet on. And it's just the coolest photo. It's excellent.
If you happen to be in New York, go to the Museum of the Moving Image. There's a Jim Henson exhibition on, and there is actually Big Bird's costume in there, and you can see how the chap wore the costume.
Get her! Get her!
See, I went all the way to do research for this show.
There you go. See?
Can I claim it back?
That's a professional.
Shall I teach you some? Shall I teach you some Slovak?
Me?
Yeah.
I can hardly speak English.
Well, I know that, but I'm just going to teach you some Slovak.
Well, hurry up, because it's only 7 minutes to go.
I know. Pinocchio knows her.
Pinocchio knows her.
Yeah,
I used that earlier on. Now he sounds surprised. That means he doesn't listen to me.
that's true. Well, nobody else does. Andrea doesn't.
She does.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, she does.
She
Are we in a pantomime now? We're doing
over there.
Oh, yes, we are.
We're not. Oh, yes, we are.
He's right behind you.
That's what Andrea normally says. He's right behind you.
Disgusting. I'm going to complain to Andrea about it.
I haven't complained to Ofcom, so that's okay.
That's all right. Maria, the singer in the Swedish pop duo Roxette, who has been fighting cancer for a very, very, very long time, lost her fight this week as well. And I have to say, she was gigging right up to the end. What an amazing person.
Very,
what a
very
fantastic
sad. Very
person.
Sad. Very
To have that kind of strength and determination. Greta Thunberg has been named Time Person of the Year for 2019.
Can I just point out the headline that I can't remember which paper it was did. I think it might have been the Spectator or something like that. Actually put the headline on Greta Thunberg named Youngest Person of the Year for 2019.
Youngest person of the year.
So, just a quick question.
Yes.
As it was in Time magazine, have they not published this week? Because that would be put on paper, which means chopping trees down.
Ah, true.
Yeah, that's right.
Very true, Dave. True,
Maybe
Dave.
you should reject that.
Yeah, I think she should.
You have to also temper that with the fact that the publishing industry is one of the largest planters of trees in the world.
Oh, God, listen to it.
There we
Yeah.
go.
I just made that up like Steve Mann would.
Steve. Right.
I believe you.
Fake news.
Steve.
Fake news.
Steve is being very Stephen, not Steve. Stephen's being very, very naughty because he uses the word shoe to describe parts of a lady's anatomy
The feet.
above the
Is
waist.
he unclear on what they are?
No, because he once got into trouble with Facebook, I think, for describing them in the medical form, and so now he describes them as shoes. So the naughty boy has said, "Show us your shoes, Rach."
Rachel.
You know what? That's offensive, and I'm not even going to dignify that
Cyber
with a
slapping
response.
Rach.
Give him a slap. Anyway, YouTube claims that it's banned malicious insult and veiled threats from YouTube.
From Jeremy Corbyn supporters.
Is that why nobody's commenting on Max Regen's videos?
That's true.
Do you know,
That was very clever, Dave.
2.2 million electric car has just come out and it does 40 miles an hour.
Ooh.
40
Must
miles.
go faster than that.
Fake news, I just made it up.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Send him out the
dear.
room.
I
Send him
am.
to go and have a picnic with your sandwiches in the snow.
He'd be a
Oh,
snowman
no,
then.
He'll get pneumonia.
I'm sharing my sandwiches with that nice Eric.
Are
not
you
with
telling me that snow has pneumonia in it?
Yes, it's a deadly, deadly thing.
He says you get a yellow
Fake
warning
news.
for that.
Okay. Right, fair enough. That's what you do in the weekend.
I have no idea. I haven't even thought about the weekend yet.
You haven't thought about the weekend?
No, I think I'll sleep.
Why?
I've been up all night. I've been watching the telly.
Oh, you didn't stay up all night.
I wasn't intending to, but yeah, it was sort of nearly 5 o'clock when I went to bed.
I was the same. I've got a headache.
And then I was up before 8 because the gentleman who is sitting to my left was arriving to sort the radiators out.
What's his name?
I don't know, hang on. What's your name?
Chris.
It's Chris.
Hello, Chris.
How many hours has he been in your house and you
half
don't know
of
his
the-
name?
there's
You're so rude.
Hi there.
Give him a cup of tea.
We're all right. We're all right, Chris. Yeah, just get him to polish it all up for you. You'll be fine.
Just go.
I'm actually throwing a Christmas soiree in my abode tomorrow.
A soiree.
I've got
Bit of a soiree, yeah.
platters of food arriving and guests, and there'll be much mirth and frivolity. And I'll be in bed by 8 o'clock, or I'll kick them all out.
Will there be bacon and egg sandwiches?
Nothing so droll. I'm going to. It's seafood platters and lovely antipasto and things like that. Although I'm sure some of them would prefer a bacon.
Lee, your turn.
What?
What are you doing?
I'm having a sandwich.
Tomorrow.
Oh, I don't know really. I'm sleeping, same as him. but in a separate bed.
You can sleep when you're dead, you guys. Get out of
Exactly,
here.
you can sleep.
But Wednesday, we too are having a soiree, which is going to be broadcast at New Year, and he's coming along to be the studio manager.
Oh, not again.
You didn't do it last time. We banned you.
Oh, that's true. You did, didn't you?
Yeah. There's loads of people coming, and we're going to do a recording for New Year.
With that, that's Postcard from Poprad for another week. Thanks, Dave and Ray. And thank you to everybody contributing. Grateful thanks to Hugh. No, I can't do a minute. For Hugh, because he invited all of his friends along as well.
Well done,
we'll
Hugh.
see you all very soon.
Well done.
Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.